creating value when you trying to do a networking, but like we are international students, so like, you know, we have nothing.
If you're an international student, you don't have nothing, you have something quite special. So networking is really very scary if you don't have techniques. And so my first one, I really didn't know what to do. The person I came with, I wanted to spend all my time with him because I felt that was more safe. But that's not what networking is.
Because I guess being good at study doesn't mean you're good at work. Work and study is like two different things. Studying, you usually you have your rubrics, you have your criteria laid out, like you know what your goal is. Work isn't that way. A lot of the time, you're just within ambiguity. There isn't really like an actual target for you.
Hi everyone, welcome to diaXpora, the podcast where we will share the news stories, the raw lessons, and the inspiring journeys of all the international students and migrants who striving to make the mark in Australia. So today I'm Crystal. We will uncover how to navigate the change and how to build the connections, as well as we will try to, you know, like change the challenges into the opportunities. So joining with me today, we have like Daniel, Chiu, and Gordon Chat. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Can you guys introduce a little bit about yourself and your career path so far?
You go ahead.
So I currently work at UNSW, so University of New South Wales, and that's Head of Finance Systems, so the technology that drives the finance department. Previously, I worked in IT departments, in digitization, automation, and whilst working at the university, I'm really keen on seeing the next generation students, domestic and international, really thrive and get the benefits and really understanding of what that work transition looks like.
Yeah, probably a quick summary of mine. I'm currently an auditor working at Findex, which is a mid-tier accounting firm. And previously, I was Dan's intern as a business analyst. Which is quite a big jump. It's from business analyst to accounting auditing, but
that's impressive. Yeah.
That's a quick summary.
Yeah, okay, so welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Yes, and so you know we have like a lot of international students, and when talking about like the first networking event, it's like you walking into a room and everybody in there knows each other except you. It's like you're just standing there and knowing to do like nothing. So Daniel, can you take it back when do you remember your first networking event? What was in your mind at that time?
So networking is really very scary if you don't have techniques. And so my first one, I really didn't know what to do. The person I came with, I wanted to spend all my time with him because I felt that was more safe. But that's not what networking is. Networking, people come together in a group to an event and you all want to meet people. You don't want to just stand there and eat the free pizza. You actually want to get benefits. You want to learn about people, they learn about you. And then when you follow up through them, which is likely to be LinkedIn, that's where you can actually ask them, have coffee catch-ups, see how they can help you or how you can help them. So that's really what networking is. The event is just the ability to meet people, but it's thereafter where the value happens. My first networking event was terrible. I was really terrible at it. I came with someone who brought me to the networking event and I didn't know what to do. And I actually wanted to hang around with my friend the whole night, which is not really what networking is. Networking is you go to an event, you meet people and you connect with them and you ask them questions, they know a bit more about you, and importantly you LinkedIn connect after so you can reach out to them and then have that coffee, have that catch up and see how you can help them, they can help you, and that's where that connection starts from there. So that's why I advise when you go networking, bring a wingman or wingwoman together to go through, but understand that you're not there to hang out all night. You're there to meet people. And if you're a duo, if there's 2 of you or 3 of you, you can easily approach anyone. Like bring someone who's a solo by themselves, ask them to come into your group. They'll be very thankful because they're not there just to sit around and eat the free pizza.
Yeah, that's such a real point. Yeah, I believe many listeners will relate to that. And like there's a advice we hear a lot. It's like creating value when you trying to do a networking. But like we are international students, so like we have nothing. So like we have 0 work experience and we have like no connections. So like how can we do with that? How can we deal with that? Like situations quite hard, right? We feel kind of like lost in there.
If you're an international student, you don't have nothing. You have something quite special. You're studying at a university, you're connected to a university. Working professionals, some of their best times, some of their best memories are uni days. You can connect them back to their uni. And so what you can offer is guest lectures, panel talks, business case judging, come into student events and be the guest person who helps them with networking in itself. So in that way, you can be their connection to your lecturer, to all the events happening at the university. So offer them those events. And if they come, then that's something you can offer. So.
And I feel like, just to add on that, international students, like I've been there. Dan always bring me to events and stuff. Depends on the background of the people in there. Sometimes it would be more financial, accounting background. You always have some new perspective to them, right? You've been to all the panel talks, your lectures might be up to date with the latest trend or something. You would be able to have that kind of perspective to add on to the,
It's like it's the way you create value in networking, right?
Ask your lecturers, do you want industry partner guest speakers? And if they do, then when you come across, then offer that. And I assure you, working professionals will be very happy to get involved. Because what they'll do is they'll create a LinkedIn post off that. So it's good for their personal brand.
Yeah, you explain it in a very practical way, right? I have a question, like Gordon, like during your internship, right? Like were there moments where you thought like you are not good enough, like you're not creating value enough, or like you close to failing? Like, can you say about like that moment a little bit?
I guess you just have to be persistent and consistent with it. As you continue, you have to tell yourself like you're still learning. You're learning every single day. You have to sometimes look back when you just started. How far have you came along? Because I guess that happens to all of us. It's just like not just an intern or grad role, even all the way until like manager. You say sometimes you're new to something. There's so much things going on. You might be new to some aspect of it. You'll be like, oh, how do I not know this? But as long as you continue persistent learning, receiving guidance and stuff, it just kind of you have less of an imposter syndrome, I'd say.
So do you guys think it's like networking is like a strategic skill or just a communication technique, like in your case or Daniel's case?
I think it's both. It's both a strategic skill and a communications technique, but it's so valuable nowadays. And what I find is university students, especially international students, they always focus on their technical skills, getting high marks, getting high WAM, and they neglect that part to develop. So go out to the networking, get the opportunities to actually stand on stage, to give a presentation, learn those techniques, because it can't be something you read in a book and say, okay, I understand it, I'll just do it. It comes with practice. So find those opportunities, whether in university, outside, bring your wingmen, wingwomen with you together, it makes it more comfortable, and learn those skills as Gordon said.
Yeah, that's a great reminder for everyone to pay attention in, because the students should actually plan about networking, as the way they planning about study. They just focus on study, So yeah, like I have a question for both of you. Like, what usually makes a student fall in like in internship or a networking event? Like, even if they are really great at the technical sides or the field.
Because I guess being good at study doesn't mean you're good at work. Work and study is like very two different things. Studying, you usually you have your rubrics, you have your criteria laid out, like you know what your goal is. Work isn't that way. A lot of the time you're just within ambiguity. There isn't really like an actual target for you, and then you have to try to figure out yourself. So I'd say being a good student, you might have the good knowledge of your technicals or your fields, your domain, but the communication or the problem solving, the way you engage with your clients or engage with your seniors, those are very important aspects of work as well. I'll say at least like 70% of work.
Oh, really? Wow, that's impressive.
So Crystal, knowing that Gordon is in his second year of working life, post-graduation, he's spot on. So studies are really about getting marks, getting through, learning from the assignments or the exams that you're doing. But then when you transition into working life, there's a whole different set of skills that you need to build from there, which is teamwork, working with others, actually knowing how to debate, knowing how to put your point forward, knowing how not to be shy in a meeting. Because what happens is, if you, for example, only create a report and that's all you do, and then you're invited to a meeting, but you can't explain the report, you can't present the report. Yes. Someone else presents your report. They get visibility, their personal branding, they get noticed. Yeah. Who's the one who actually becomes promoted and who stays just creating the report? Which is okay if you want to do reports all your life. But I feel in this world of AI, the AI is going to do a lot of the reports right now and in the future. So it's those students who learn the art of communication, presenting, they will really stand out. So I feel it's even more vital nowadays.
Can you say a little bit about that? Like, you have seen both sides. Like, your idea is like, is that the difference like between the university and the industry? Like what's the biggest like the gap between the like what you are studying in university and what actually in the real life? Is that like the technique you just talk about, or something else, something bigger? Like the skill, talking or communicating.
From your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, communication is a big part. As I've mentioned, like uni, there's a lot of group works, but I feel like the communication in group works is very different from actually workplace communication. You have to update your seniors all the time. Ben wouldn't have that experience. He probably would for his seniors, but not as much as me, because in a audit the managers need to keep track of the progress. You have to be accountable for your own work, so you try to update your seniors or your managers for whatever problems you have encountered, whatever progress you have made, and how you have done them. While in uni, you can talk to your lecturers, but they usually give you like the right answer.
Yes.
Yeah, there isn't really a right answer in workplace.
Yeah, that's something different. Like you can learn that in university, right? Yeah.
As well as how to ask the questions as well. University, you're like in a friendly environment. Your lecturers, your tutors are happy to help. Meanwhile, in workplace, they have their own tasks. They are very busy with it. I'm telling you, they will sometimes be working like all night long. If you send them some dumb questions that you can just search up online, they might just like ignore your message. That would be a good thing. Already like a good situation. They might just like go out on you if you do that. So asking the right questions knowing what to ask is very important as well. Another skills, I'm just thinking, what others? Being able to adapt is also very important, because in the workplace, you get stressed from different kinds of people, from your manager giving you like a very tight deadline to clients just like pounding on you. Be able to adapt on those situations, and that's something like you wouldn't have in college or uni.
Yeah, it's like working under stress or something. Stuff like that, like working under stress, like under pressure, like following the deadline. Yeah.
That would be very different from uni case as well.
Yeah, actually, that ties perfectly with my next question. It's like university students, like they usually prepare anything for them, and like how they can take more control of their preparations. It's like because they think university will prepare everything for them. Like they pay the tuition fee, and they got 3 years, and they think that they have like all full package like prepare, and they go to like working industry. So yeah, how they can take more control of their own preparations. It's like all of your advice is really changed. Yes, really worth. Do you want to add in something?
Yes, I'd say really understand what the task is or what you're being asked to do.
Yes.
What I look for in staff, that they've got a bit of passion, they actually got drive, they actually want to learn what needs to be done. And to what Gordon says, you don't want to ask the questions that you can find out, you want to ask the questions that are the gaps. And so lifelong learning is a big part of it. So there's so much you can get through ChatGPT, Gen AI, but the other side of it is find a mentor, find people that are experts in that, and have those coffees and ask them those questions so you can learn from others at the same time. So you combine what you can find out, what others can provide you, then you're always staying up to date. Mm-hmm. And then the third one, to communication. It's communicating to your manager, your peers, or your fellow colleagues. Just be in constant communication, because people have different communication styles. Maybe your manager wants to be updated on a daily basis, a summary email with PowerPoint or bullet points, then give him or her that. But if they say, no, that's fine, just give me a verbal update at the end of this week, that everything's going, and I assume everything's going okay. You just tell me if you need any support or you've got problems or issues that you want to escalate. That's another way. So if you really understand what the other person expects from you, and then you can match that, then you're really on the same wavelength. Then your communication, your style works with them. If you're not, then that's where the tension can arise and can give you tension. So you want to work within those, that mindset. Yeah.
Oh, that's really worthy. But like, can you talk a little bit more about that? Like how we actually know like what they are expecting? Like we pay attention in a little bit things, the tiny things, or how we can actually know that? We need experience, right?
What's your experience?
Yeah.
Because I would just say, ask them. Ask, and then you get the answer. But your experience, Gordon. Yeah.
Can you be more specific on like what's the?
Yeah, I just meant on like how we actually know like your manager or your boss like expecting about you, like how you can like everyone. Maybe you can ask him or ask her, but everyone can ask that. Like, you have any secret, any things like for yourself? Pay attention in small things.
So you're
and
trying to say?
The characteristics or something.
So are you trying to? No, I'm just thinking. What's the? So, are you saying how do you know the expectation of them without?
Yes. How you know like exactly what?
Without I'm trying to ask them, and then that's how you stand out. Yes. I mean, you can. A very good way. I mean, you probably still have to ask them like for a couple of times to understand their standards, and after that, you think about the why behind. Because, especially for me, a lot of the task, we have different types of testing, and after you understand the why behind that, you can make a lot of decisions yourself. Because, let's say this manager tells you to do something, without understanding like the why behind it, you just go bluntly into it. And even if you encounter a problem, you wouldn't know how to do it because you don't know what's the reason of doing this job. I mean, doing this task. Then trying to understand like where are they coming from? Why are we doing this specific task? Probably helps a lot to shine out or like understand from your manager's perspective.
Yeah, I can add on what you said because that's a really good way of thinking about the why. The why can be what's the objective that we're trying to achieve, or what's the problem we're trying to solve. So as Gordon said, if you can understand what that is, then you really focus on what's important. We're trying to solve a problem. We're trying to seize an opportunity.
Yeah.
And then that becomes your focus. Everything else is secondary. How do we get to that result?
Yeah, because in my perspective, I'm still like in a very junior level. That's why when sometimes the manager tells me to like, oh, can you work on this task? I'll be like, yeah, I can, but like, what's the reason though? I mean, sometimes I'm, because I have my own perspective into that task. Meanwhile, they have the whole big picture, right? So sometimes I would be confused, like, okay, what's the reason? I feel like this is very, I don't know, inefficient. If I understand the reason behind it, I can rebuttal on his decisions, and then say, oh, actually, I do have a better way to do that. Or if you understand why they're doing this, then you can probably, I don't know, sometimes I feel stressed if I don't understand why, and then I just work on it, and it just feels getting more complex and more confusing.
Yeah.